What's up, guys? It's Caliber here.
And the Beast.
I'm Pearl.
And today we are, this is a message. Stop making stupid people famous. So we're going to be talking about Woah Vicky, Danielle Bergoli, and Lil Tay, as well as Logan Paul. We'll get to him here in a little bit. But I'm going to let B start off with Lil Tay, considering she's the most annoying of the bunch.
Yes, Little Tay, the youngest flexer of the century. Ooh. More like not. And the reason that is because she's actually been scripted by her parents and all that jazz. This is not all new. It's not new news. Everybody knows this. It's something that's been proven. It's just that today's atmosphere has let something like this actually occur, which kind of because everybody wants the newest crazy antics and drama on the internet, but they'll just pretty much do anything or let anything happen like that. It's ridiculous that entertainment has come to a 9-year-old acting like she's a trap house moving bricks every day billionaire just to get views. And first of all, she shouldn't even be getting views anyway. She's 9 years old. She should be worried about riding a bike, or tying her shoes, or
playing with Barbies,
or learning how to do math. I don't know, like kid shit, whatever they do.
Well, I mean, she is Asian, so there's that.
Yeah, well, I wasn't really referring to that. I guess we kind of went down that dark hole. But anywho, no, I think the real thing that's sick about Little Tay is not so much about Tay. It's more about her parents. It's a disgrace, I think, for them to script their kids being a drug dealer and just putting this whole persona on. I mean, her mother is rumored to have lost her job. I'm sure she did. That's probably why she moved away from Ontario and moved to LA in the first place, because of the sole dependence on the whole internet fame. She was a realtor or worked for a real estate agency, and yeah, all the videos that she was posting up there was her part of a real estate firm, and was using her boss's cars and all that jazz. Is that just ridiculous? When you put that much emphasis on something that's really gonna traumatize your kid, may not. I mean, and the bad thing is, Little Tay is actually, I don't know her real name, but the thing is, she actually does seem like a very intelligent girl. She could pick up on things. I'm not saying that she's not fragile or whatever they be, but I mean that's gonna take a toll on a kid regardless of which. I mean that's something that it's gonna affect them in some way, especially when they're at that stage of development. And then don't even get me started about the whole Woah Vicky thing. It's like she's 18 now, but she still believes because of some ancestry.com, and that like her ancestor of an ancestor of her beginning primordial ooze situation happened to be from Africa. Now she thinks she's black, even though she's whiter than my ass.
Yeah, I mean, if you look up Victoria Waldrop, right? Yeah. There's literally a fucking photo of her with scene hair. Don't believe me? Watch. Go ahead and continue talking, Beast.
And she's from a witchy ass neighborhood anyway.
Yeah, she.
Richer than my ass, I've been.
You ain't lying about that.
Which, why not boast about that? Being from the goddamn freaking place she's from. Heck, I mean, that's more interesting, I think, than her acting around like she's freaking got these stupid braids in her hair. Granted, braids ain't dumb when they come down to it, but when you're putting the braids in there to try to, like, appropriate somebody's culture because you think you keep on calling yourself a person of color when you're not, that becomes a problem. And people actually, like, allowing it to happen, it's actually beyond me. Right there. There's the girl who's a person of color. See, doesn't that look like somebody who's from that ethnicity? I mean, really?
No, that's her. She's white.
He's being
Okay.
sarcastic.
Yes.
Sorry.
I thought I was dripping that with the sarcasm, but I guess I wasn't putting enough on there. I wasn't putting enough stank on that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But and then you got the Catch Me Outside girl. As of now, she's got a music career. I actually kind of like some of her music. But why she got famous is absolutely it's just idiotic anyway. Her getting on Dr. Phil doing that famous little freaking skit about how about that and Catch Me Outside and all that bullshit, talking to her mom like she's her mom's trash or something like that. Then it turns out that's not even real anyway. I mean that's something else's thing, and she's only what 15?
Something like that.
Yeah.
15 I mean, granted, she's a little bit more genuine than the other ones are, but I mean, still, she doesn't act like that in real life, and that's what I mean. Like, I get there's such thing as characters. I get that. I mean, there's online personas. I mean, I'm sure we all have somewhat of a online persona. I mean, I'm just normally myself, regardless of wherever I go, but I don't really have the talent to pull off two different personalities. But. I mean, if you do have that ability, I mean, more power to you. I mean, it's a freaking internet situation. But again, what is she really contributing at this point, or any of them? I mean, especially Lil Tay and Wovicki, and I mean, at least Danielle is actually doing something musically, which I mean, at least that's something, I guess.
Yeah.
May not like the music genre, might not like the music, but at least she's putting something to the world or whatever.
At least she's trying to do something with legitimate talent instead of screaming into a fucking camera.
Right, exactly.
And both Wovicki and Lil Tay, they both scream into cameras.
I don't find that entertaining.
And half the time you can't even understand what Wovicki's trying to say.
The thing about, well, no, you can't. The thing about both of them, or I mean, screaming in general into a microphone. See, back, before when it was used as a context where you would be angry at something and you were anger vlogging or whatever have you. I mean, that was, yeah, it would have been entertaining at first, but and now it's just overdone. It's freaking being played out. Nobody wants to hear people yell into the camera. Well, the problem is actually people do want to hear people yell into the camera. That's what we're having this video about. You need to stop wanting to have stupid people yell into a camera. I mean, if you want somebody stupid to if you want to pay somebody to stupidly yell into a camera, I'm your dude. I'll yell in your camera all day. I'll do it. I got the spare time. Well, actually, I don't have the spare time, but I'll do it anyway.
For a little bit of money, Beast will do it.
You're damn right I will. There's no shame in my game.
I think the thing that bothers me the most is that there's absolutely no talent to what they do. It's honestly just mindless idiocy. Now, pretty much everyone knows what Logan Paul did, but it's not so much his end result that I want to talk about, but how he got there. So, a normal person isn't going to film a dead body, laugh about it in the video, whether that was a nervous laugh or whatever. Regardless, they would probably edit that out if they did laugh. Edit that video and then post it on YouTube, especially given the following that he had. A normal person wouldn't do that, but the thing with Logan Paul is he started with idiotic stunts, doing stupid things, stupid pranks, whatever. I really don't know. I've never really followed him, but I just know that he typically does stupid things. He went to Japan. He was being a complete asshole and just completely culturally appropriating them everywhere he went, which wasn't okay in the when he went to Japan. But that's what he's famous for, is being an ass. And it's because he started out by doing something probably mediocrely small, and people liked it, so he kept doing more and more, and it kept getting more severe. until eventually he was in the suicide forest and decided when he saw a dead body, instead of doing the thing you're supposed to do by law, which is contact the authorities and not approach it, he decided to get right up in his face and film it. And then continue on with his video. And I don't believe he would have got there if it wasn't for the fact that he was being rewarded for his negative behavior.
I totally agree with that. I mean, he kind of reminds me of that genre, and the bad thing is I was a supporter of the genre, Jackass.
Yeah.
There was a spinoff, and I can't remember the name of it, but it was with Steve-O and Party Boy. Do you know what I'm talking about? I can't think of the name of that right now. If anybody remembers it, put it in the comments. I can't remember the name of it. But they had the little spin-off little thing where they would go off and they would do this. It's basically what Paul Logan was doing.
Wild Boys?
Look at Paul, huh? Wild Boys, that's it. Yep, Wild Boys. Basically, Logan Paul was kind of doing the same antics he was doing, like going. They even went to Japan and did the same exact shit. So basically, everything he was doing was kind of an ode to them, really, and up until the point of that. I mean, but again, that's that whole genre right there. You do something small, and then it builds up, and it builds up, and you got to do something crazier and crazier every time, just to kind of like get the masses to be like, you need those likes. Right, the shock factor. Now, I mean, I will say this in his defense. I don't think he had the. I think it really is more of a mental thing. I don't think he had the mental capacity to understand that he wasn't doing the right thing at the time, because he has been basically trained to believe that anything negative, he'll get a positive response out of it, because that's just how the reinforcement was. I mean, in the video, because I watched the video actually before we actually started doing this recording. He did try, and I watched the raw footage, so I seen the parts that were edited. He tried to do an editing situation where he tried to come down to a serious note, talking about the mental side of it and all that. And I get that he meant well, I guess, but in all honesty, obviously that there was no need for him to do that. I mean, obviously he should have done what he was supposed to do by law, and not do that. And the problem is, I think in his head, he really thought that, like, okay, well, if I, making a serious note, let's do that. Now, I think what got him in trouble mostly is because the raw footage shows him kind of like doing a freak out afterwards, and kind of being like, this is supposed to be, I think the words he was using was like, it was supposed to be like a joke video, and then he's like, then it just became too real, and he started going like all nuts about stuff. I mean, I think he even hit a tree, I think. Not for sure, just because of like how like distraught he was. I don't know. The point was, they should have stopped filming when they first initially saw the body. I mean, I don't know how I would even react in a situation like that. The point is, I definitely wouldn't have freaking goddamn videotaped it. That's for damn sure. And I would have definitely got the authorities to do something in that respect, because that's right there is just something that I would want somebody to do for me if they found me in that situation.
Yeah.
I mean, at least either that or my family members.
There's a couple problems with the fact of with Logan Paul's bat video, and that is the rules of the suicide forest are you have to stay on the path. If you see someone either attempting to or having completed suicide, you are to not approach them, and you are to contact the authorities, tell them where you are, and you have to be given from what I know from watching other people film in the suicide forest, you have to be given permission to film there, and you're not supposed to film a deceased body. Number one rule is you're not allowed to leave the path.
My question is this: I wonder if anybody knows this. This is kind of something that I was kind of wondering since you brought that up, because that is, I knew something like along those lines, but I knew he had a guide.
Mm-hmm.
But I wonder I think because the backlash, if you read like the headlines and stuff and all that stuff, how Japan reacted, um, I don't think he didn't have permission to film. I wonder if the guide got in trouble too, because he would have been the one to tell him to be. I mean, he saw him filming. He was in the video.
Yeah.
I
I don't
wonder.
know.
I don't know. I'm just.
I believe the forest is actually. Is it called Okinawa? Or is that a different?
No,
Not
that's
called
a city.
Okinawa. That's a city.
Yeah.
Um, I
I
don't
can't
remember
think. It starts with an A. I can't pronounce it.
I don't know.
Um,
But I do because I used to want to go there. I don't really want to. I don't know. I still want to go to Japan, but I do know that the number one rule is that you have to stay on the path. And obviously, the people that break that rule are typically the ones that are going to go kill themselves. And I think it's just something. I personally think that even if he had filmed it, all, he should have had enough common sense, and his friends with him should have had enough common sense. I'm pretty sure he, as a manager, should have had enough common sense.
it's that word right there, and I don't know how to pronounce that word.
Okigara. I don't know. I can't do it. But I'm pretty sure he is a manager, and all those people should have had enough sense to be like, yeah, you filmed this, because there's no way he stayed quiet about it. There's no way he didn't tell his brother about finding a dead body in the forest. There's no way he didn't tell his friends that weren't with him. Somebody should have had the brains to be like, hey, don't post that. You are going to get in so much shit. Don't post that.
You know, I do want to say something about that because his brother did know something about it. I don't agree with anything that he done. As if like I don't agree that he should have posted that video or anything like that. But I do commend Jake for standing by his brother's side, even though he knew it was wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know, something about that. I like that kind
family.
of I like that family click.
Instead of ditching his brother to respect his reputation, he was like, no,
Right,
I
like,
stand by him.
Exactly. There was a big there was a big thing for him where he could have freaking used that and been like, use that for his fame side. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, there would have been a little backlash because of against family, but again, I think a lot of people would have been like, okay, yeah, and probably would have pushed his ratings up. But he stuck with family, even though that he knew what he knew. You know what I'm saying? I respect that a lot, honestly.
It's completely and utterly wrong.
Oh, it is. It is absolutely. The whole situation's wrong. But getting back onto our topic about, I mean, that's just, you know, some instances. I think we also want to touch on, like, what is it, the Kardashians. I think, like, just generalizing them. Like, what do they really do except for date famous people?
And take sexy photos.
That is true, and have ass implants. But I mean, I guess that's, they say it's not confirmed, but I mean, look, we can confirm that, right? I mean, like, that's something that's just.
I don't know how you change your appearance that much without implants, but yeah.
But no, I think the moral of the story is stop making stupid people famous. Because of the Logan Paul incident with the Suicide Force and all that, all of YouTube was impacted by that.
Oh yeah, everybody was impacted. I mean, you had that's when they started being more strict on their whole
monetization.
Well, I mean, let's be honest about that. I mean, like, I want to say that's because the fault of, we want to blame somebody for that, but I mean, let's be honest, it was headed that way anyway. YouTube has been trying to get rid of monetization of freaking, like, the user end anyway. I mean, let's be honest about that. I mean,
that ball kind of started rolling when YouTube Red became a thing.
Yeah. When they try to become bigger than what they were, and they try to go away from their original content of being a user-based platform, it just turned into hell anyway about the whole monetization. They don't want us to.
I have one other thing that it's along the same lines as stop making stupid people famous, but pretty much stop giving people who have negative personas attention. And I think the biggest example of that would be Eugenia Cooney. Obviously, nobody's supposed to look like that. Obviously, something's wrong. And the really, 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 really skinny girl.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Obviously, people aren't supposed to look like that. And I don't know if it's a fault of hers or her parents or whoever keeps like I don't know. I don't know what exactly is wrong with her. Just obviously, there are too many people who want to look like her, and whether she looks like that due to a medical condition, due to a mental condition, I don't know. That is her life and her prerogative. But that's my point. It's her life, and because she decides to broadcast it, she gets not only a crap ton of negative attention, which I don't think anybody should have to deal with, because her videos always have more dislikes than likes, and they're always full of hate comments. But it's still giving her views, and it's still giving her money, and it's still, she's gonna keep making videos because she still gets something out of it. And she's going to keep taking the verbal abuse because she's getting something out of it. And the people who do support her, she's going to cling to them. And it's going to be a never-ending vicious cycle until somebody dies and she is blamed, or until she does, or until she's removed from the internet. Which I believe was a threat at one point. I don't remember who. I don't know if it was YouTube or she went on the doctor, something like that. But they were like, you need to stay off the internet. But obviously, that's not a thing. But
No.
Yeah, I mean, like, I don't know if that, like you said, I'm not for sure if it's like a disease. If it is something with her medically, I do wish her the best. I mean, like, I'm not gonna hate on that. But if it's something that's her life choice to be like that, then I kind of feel something. I feel almost sympathy for her, really.
yeah, I'm not gonna bash her, because what she's doing technically isn't stupid. It's understandable because, again, people are feeding it. They're giving her attention, and whether she's doing it to herself or whatnot, she doesn't talk about it. She says she's perfectly fine when obviously that is not true. People aren't designed to look like that.
No, that's on the borderlines of malnutrition.
But
if not already is.
She just says, I'm fine, and if it is something medically wrong with her, she could use her platform to actually discuss it or something like that, but instead she just makes fashion videos and stuff like that and just takes the hate and takes the views, and it's a never-ending vicious cycle that is only going to end in tragedy, whether that's tragedy of her or tragedy of one of her viewers who wants to look like her.
Yeah, but I think we said all we needed to say. Anyways, guys, if you enjoyed the video, leave a like down below. Don't forget to comment and subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe to him. He is S13_the Beast. And hers is Terror Storm. Anyways, guys, this is Storm Family signing out.